Hello and Happy New Year from the state of Georgia. I'm Ken Aspinwall, the founder and CEO of the Prosperity Connection. We have developed a system which we call the Money Power System, and we intentionally designed it to be not only just outstanding, but far surpassing the run-of-the-mill garbage, rubbish that we see on the internet. We write a blog entitled The Power of Mutual Prosperity, and you will be more than likely viewing this video on that blog. We would like for you to understand a few things, and then we'll probably say some things about the blog itself. This sheet of paper is 5.5 by 8.5. It's half the size of a letter. These are all the notes that I need to explain the power of mutual accord and the money power system. As we've developed the Money Power System now in our second year, we've gone through several adjustment phases. We've tweaked and we've improved, and for the entire time the system has become better, simpler, and more efficient. So we figure if you got at least a 100 IQ that you should be able to handle it. You don't have to have a ton of skills to handle what we have put together. Your main role is to think and to ponder on what we have done with the Prosperity Connection and our Money Power System. I think the most exciting thing is this. Look at what it takes to start a brick and mortar business. Back in the late 80s, we started a hobby store. The rent alone was $1,000 a month. That was just the rent. That didn't include utilities, employee expenses, or cost of goods. We had to do an incredible amount of sales in order to reach our goals. We had to make $1 a minute just to call our sales breaking even. And you never know that if your business is really going to catch on in the market. You never know if the market is going to support your business. It was very unusual. We made a little bit of money the first 2 years that we were in business, but we weren't taking a dime out of the business. And then good old George Bush and Desert Storm came along, and people freaked out in the economy, and folks just clenched their fist on their wallets and stopped spending money. That was the beginning of our long slide downhill, and after 5 years of business, we closed the door with a $30,000 total loss. That was losing about $500 a month in the long run. That sounds like bad news, and it is. But here's the good news. You can start a business for less than $1,000. And remember, in our brick and mortar hobby store, our rent alone every month was $1,000. So I wanted to just give you that as a background comparison to help you appreciate the fact that if we can show you a way to start a business and you can do it on less than $1,000, then perhaps you should pay attention carefully. We realize that there's some juveniles out there that think that they're going to drop a quarter in some slot machine and start a business. Well, quite frankly, that's so unreal. We're not even going to try to get you interested in what we're doing. If that's your mindset, you might as well save your time and leave right now. Let's talk about starting a real business that'll cost you less than $1,000, and in the third month you will be zero out of pocket and making a profit. Remember the piece of paper? You see that line drawn under the 1 and the 2? That's our scenario based on $1,000. On the first month, you put in $1,000. On the second month, you put in $1,000. On the third month, you can take out $1,500, and then our system tells you to put $1,000 back in and pocket the $500. The same thing happens in the fourth month. You'll get a $1,500 yield. So recycle $1,000 back into the system and pocket $500. We told you that we could help you start a business for less than $1,000 a month. Actually, we told you that you could start it for less than $1,000. We just gave you a scenario that requires $2,000 out of your pocket, and we put that scenario together because we wanted you to see this extra $500 coming out as of the third and the fourth month. Well, we added those $500 together, and we came down here to show that total of $1,000 that you've been able to make by the fourth month. And then we show you the price that we charge for our entire system, $700. So in 4 months you're going to pocket $300, and you're going to have a fully paid for business. And not only that, but this original money that you keep recycling, that money, that original money that you keep recycling is going to keep knocking out an extra $500 a month. Plus your business. We're going to train you how to operate that business. And the $700 that you pay us, if you find that it's a little stiff to put in $1,000 or $2,000 to get the ball rolling, we've got some really, really good news. You can start that with $100 in your first month and $100 in your second month, and in your third month it will yield $150, and in the fourth month it'll yield $150. And if you'll keep on recycling that money, then you'll never have to put in more than $200 of your own money. And actually, at some point, probably within the first year, you can actually draw out that $200 if you want to, because now you've got enough money recycling that it'll kick out $150 a month. You simply reinvest or recycle the 100, and you pocket the 50. But what you do with that 50 is you send us $35 a month for the business, and that's, think about it as business rent. Now we're renting you a business for $35 a month, compared to our hobby store, which paid $1,000 a month in rent. Now, if you can't appreciate that and understand that and get excited about that, then now you need to leave, because you're not understanding something of critical importance. Now, let's assume that you continue on with the program. In the third month, you will be what we call zero out of pocket. That means you are not any longer pulling money out of your pocket to sustain a business. So you're already defying the odds. And see, we put the money power system together in a way to make this happen. We don't know of anybody anywhere that's doing this. And that's the reason that we expect people to really get on the stick and get on this program and not diddle-daddle around. Okay, so with the $100 a month scenario, it's kicking an extra $50 as of the third month. You recycle $100, you skim off $50, you send us 35 of the 50, you take the other 15 and buy yourself a pizza. Even invite a few friends over and buy 2 or 3 pizzas. My point is, you are in profit, and that $35 a month is renting you a business that will, so you're already have developed one stream of income and you're in positive profit just within a matter of months. Now the business that you're renting for $35 a month is going to allow you to make membership sales into our club that we call the Prosperity Connection, which teaches you the thing that we're talking about right now. And I'm not really going to try to give details on this video. I'm just trying to do a flyover so that you will get enough understanding that you'll be motivated to pursue this information, to contact us. Now, we expect to see enough initiative on your part that you will do some things that we're asking you to do. So one thing, that you're on a blog right now. Okay? The name of that blog is The Power of Mutual Accord. What we want you to do is we want you to thoroughly go over that blog. We want you to notice that in the left sidebar there's a flashing banner. After you read the blog, and you've watched this video, and by the way, more than likely you are being toured with a person right now, and y'all are probably on the phone together, or else your tour guide has given you instructions, and he's going to call you back in 20 minutes and ask you, what did you think? Well, after you read the blog and see this video, you'll have enough information to make a decision to go forward. And quite frankly, I know that we're dealing with small sums of money, but we have been running into so many people that just can't even handle $1,000 a month. So we scaled it down, and we're glad that we have a scalable program, because we can scale it down to your budget. Now, we cannot take it below $70, because it takes $70 a month to yield that extra $35 to cover your Prosperity Connection dues, membership dues. So if you want the pizza, you need to do the $100 a month. And by the way, once you know, we test and certify all of our programs. We've tested and certified LeadNet Pro. We've tested and certified Infinity Downline. We've tested and certified MPB Today. We have tested and certified JSS Tripler, and Yet we have rejected hundreds of programs that we have reviewed over the past 2 years. That's right. Our decisions and where we are today are backed by 2 years of a research project that we value at $100,000. You're going to get the benefit of all of it for $35 a month rent.